Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in again here at Success After Pain podcast with your host, Darrell Brown. Today, I will be covering a part of my life story, um, basically trying to share my experience, strength, and hope. So, if you can relate or identify with something that I've said, will be saying, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. My life got to a point where everything was falling apart. I was in and out of prison. I didn't have stability. I didn't have direction. And eventually, I didn't even have a place to stay. Instead of becoming homeless, I would commit a crime just to go back and forth to jail, eventually prison. How insane that is. Well, you can't judge me because you may never experience that. You know, um, in order to judge, you had to be placed in a situation such as, because a lot of times we can say that we won't do things until that button is pushed. See, when you're forced to face yourself, every decision, every mistake, and every consequence, that's when, you know, it hits a little different. And I remember thinking, how did I get here? But deep down inside, I already knew how I got there. In other words, I knew the answer. It was the choices that I refused to let go. Because why? I feared of what I was going to do when the drugs and the crimes was all gone. You see, it was the patterns. It was all of the things that led me to the jails and prisons, where I had to bend over and squat and cough time and time again, naked, just to get sprayed down with disinfectant spray, feeling like a bug or some sort of pest, pestilence, excuse me. But today I understand that that's where I was then. Today we on a different time. You know, at the same time, I told myself that if they only would let me out of jail, I wouldn't do it again. Just after a few showers, a few hot meals, a little bit of rest, you know, I would find myself back into another situation all over again, repeating recidivism, locked up, and they wouldn't let me out. How many of y'all can identify with what I just shared with you? If you can, please feel free to go to the community aspects of the channel and drop a piece of your story over there. Who knows who you may um, enlighten or help rid themselves for what you and I went through. Remember this. This is where recovery meets redemption. Peace. Proper education always corrects error over here at Success After Pain Podcast. Also, if nobody told you they love you today, just know I love you. Peace. Stay safe until the next time we meet.